Hi, hello, welcome to the new channel. Like I said in the first video, I made a decision that this was going to be the second. So as I said in the first video, this channel is literally just for cards, as I'm getting fully into the swing of Pokemon amongst Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic as well, plus also other little card iterations. So that's what this channel is aimed for, is just strictly card openings and collections. So myself, like many of you, may be either just starting to get back into Pokemon, or you are just starting to get into Pokemon. So there's a lot that I am learning in terms of the missed generations, the sets and the generations that I was never a part of. Also, where to buy Pokemon, how hard it is to buy Pokemon, how expensive it is to buy Pokemon. And this episode is going to be talking about one of those places to buy Pokemon, and that's a reseller site called Whatnot. So we're going to go through my first week on Whatnot, what I collected. We'll go through what I bought, and we'll summarize what my feelings are on Whatnot. I would like to start this video by saying, though, that this isn't a sponsored stream, and I am not encouraging people to use Whatnot. It is a reseller site, and it is an auction site at that. So what that means is that you bid amongst other people who may be watching streams, and you may end up either getting a bargain, or you could end up paying way over market value for something. So that's something that you need to be wary of when going into Whatnot. Now, we're going to discuss two different styles of purchasing from Whatnot when it comes to the Pokemon scene. There is something called Rip and Ship. I'm yet to watch a Rip and Ship stream. I'm yet to actually purchase anything from a Rip and Ship stream, so I can't really comment much on it. What we're going to be talking about is breaks and singles. So we'll start off with the breaks on Whatnot. So the idea of Whatnot itself is, like I said, it's a reseller site. So you go live on a stream and you sell cards. Now that's the simplistic version of what you do as the streamer. As the consumer, you're basically watching the stream. You can interact, you can talk, but you ultimately bid to win a card, to win a slot, to win a Rip and Ship, whatever it is. You bid against other people to do that. Now, in my first week, I only ever bought singles, and I only ever bought breaks. Now, what a break is, for example, you have a set of 151. Now, this is just a streamer that I watch, which was Pokerand. They would do 151 breaks. That means they would have 34 different slots available, and those 34 different slots would be your Squirtle. So you'd get any reverse holo, art rare Squirtle, Charizard, Charmeleon, Mew, Alakazam, Golem, etc., etc. And what you would do as the consumer would be, you would bid for a slot. Now, when you win a slot, a random wheel is spun through Whatnot. It's all done through the app itself, and whatever it lands on is your slot for that break. The idea is that they will then, once all slots are sold, they will then open a number of packs depending on how much money they've actually made. So with Pokerand and 151, every £90 that is used, so every £90 that they receive, they will open 5 more packs in the break itself. Now, there's a lot of issues with breaks, and it's not really something which I am going to do often, and that's because you can spend a hell of a lot to get nothing. And when I say nothing, I don't mean the bulk that you get. So the way that it works is you bid for a slot, you win it. Let's say you pay £15 for that slot. When it's time to do the break with your slot in, they will open a numerous amount of packs depending on how much they've made. Any pack that is opened, if your card is a part of that pack, if they pull your card, then you get to keep that card. And let's say 15 packs are opened, they pull 3 Squirtles, they're all yours because you got the Squirtle slot. And then you'll also get a bit of the bulk as well to go with it. Those that don't get anything would just get a bit of the bulk. That's what we've got in here. Now, the reason why I don't really favor breaks, or why I think they aren't viable, is it's just pure gambling. That's all it is. It's just gambling masked with auction, essentially. Out of 4 different breaks that I entered, I won 1 card, and the rest have been bulk. I don't know what I've got. We're going to go through that shortly. So the bulk that I've gotten could be somewhat decent, but I feel as though the return isn't going to be as good as what it could be. Now, obviously, if you get lucky and you enter a break and you get, let's say with 151, you get the Charizard Art Rare, that's £150 right there. So you can get lucky, but more often than not, you're going to come away with just bulk. That's just how the breaks work, and you're paying anywhere between £10 to £30. I saw some people paying £50, £60 for 1 slot. Obviously, the more you pay, the more packs get opened, and the more chance you have of actually getting the card that you pack, essentially. So breaks are, in my opinion, they're not a scam, not in any sense of the matter. They are just, it's very hard to see any kind of decent profit if that's what you're there for. You're paying over market for the potential of not getting your card. That's the downside to what I would say is whatnot, and especially because the way that the auction works is anything under £11 increments of £1. So each bid is £1, £1, £1, £1, and then from £11 to £20 it's £2, and then it goes to £3, and then it goes to £4. So it's very, very easy in this kind of environment not to realize how much you're about to spend, because you just start swiping, because all it is you literally swipe the bottom of the screen to put in your bid. And it happened to me once where I actually paid £13 for a slot, which I didn't want to pay. It's not that I didn't want to pay it, it was just too high for my liking. I got a Tangler, and I think I got 1 reverse Tangler out of the actual break. So I paid £13 for a reverse Tangler plus a slight bit of the bulk. That's about it. So it can be very dangerous to get lost or to overpay when you don't mean to, and that's because of the whatnot increments that jump up bit by bit every 10 cards. Also, people have the ability, not so much in breaks, but have the ability in whatnot to do pre-bids, which means that you could see a single card come up on screen, you could go to bid for it, but somebody's already pre-bid £15, and without you realizing, you're now paying £17 for a single card. So you need to be very aware of what you're doing at all times, and you need to be paying attention to the streams themselves. Otherwise, you can find yourself in a big hole. Now, moving on to the other side of things with singles, as fun as it is buying singles, because you can get genuinely good and cheap deals for singles, you can also still overpay. However, I found that in my first week, it's very easy to get lost with how much you spent. So every stream, the first purchase you make, you have to pay £2.70 shipping. So you buy a card, that's £3, £2.70 shipping on top. You paid £5.70 for the card. Could still be a steal. And then you're like, okay, that's good. Then you'll move to the next card, and then you'll pay £3 for that card. And then the next card you buy might only be £1. And then the next card after that's £6. Then the card after that's another £4. And before you know it, 1 hour in a stream of buying singles, you could have spent 40, 50 quid. And that's just looking at the cheaper cards. Obviously, there's cards that go for, I saw a Ho-Oh Sky Ridge card go for £440, which a lot of people were gassing it up in the chat saying that's a steal. If it's graded to 10, it is. But it's not, it's raw. and Ho-Ho Sky Ridge Raw is about £250 to £320 currently. So it is very easy to get lost in what you're spending. So please, if you are going to use Whatnot, make sure that you are aware at all times of how much you're bidding and exercise caution with how much you spend, because it is very easy to overspend, because you have no way, unless you back out the stream or minimize it to the smaller screen and then check your activity and then calculate yourself exactly how much you bought, you'll have no actual way to see there and then on the screen whilst you're in stream, which I think could be something that Whatnot could introduce. Could be your total spend for the stream, which is then individualized to each consumer, so then you've at least got it in front of you at all times. Otherwise things get out of control very, very quickly. But that's enough about Whatnot itself. Like I said, I've spent 2 weeks on Whatnot now. I'm still waiting for a lot of stuff from my second week. However, this is what we've got. So we've got some packs, we've got some singles, and we've got some bulk in here as well. Can't remember exactly what I bought in terms of singles, so we are going to go through it. Obviously the packs themselves I will show you in just a moment, and these mainly come from 3 different, so we've got Collector's Card House I bought from, Pokérand and Randolph are the 3 that I bought from, although I can't remember if I bought from Randolph in my first week or second week. But either way, we have our packs where these 2 cost me £9 for 2 temporal forces, and then these cost me £8 each, £7 each I think it was, for I believe these are going to be Mega Symphonia. I want to say that these are Mega Symphonia packs, Japanese obviously. And then got some sleeves here which cost me £3.40 or something. And the reason why I buy packs or I buy the sleeves is because in the streams, so sorry, before we go to opening, let's roll it back just a little bit, because I did forget to mention, in a lot of the bigger streamers and even some smaller creators, they do giveaways. And now normally most of the giveaways are just follow the creator, bookmark a show, and then you can enter the giveaway, and then however many people are in the giveaway, a random wheel is spun, and if it lands on you, you win whatever it is. And it also, if you haven't bought yet, it'll also take away the shipping fee, so that is a good thing. Some of the bigger creators, which I will show you, will give away slabs and graded cards, and they are in what's called a buyer's givey. So you have to purchase something essentially as they run the giveaway. From the point that they set the giveaway up, anything that is purchased, the moment you've purchased from that point, you can then enter the giveaway. So it's kind of suckers you in to buy something. And I found myself buying more often than not cards which I don't necessarily want, just because I want to enter the giveaway. But that's part of the fun, I guess, is because I've won 4 times now. I've won 3 packs, and I've won a graded card, which the graded card was in this first week, so I am going to show you it. But yeah, it's highly addictive. So once again, before I start opening these packs, because we'll open the packs that we've got first of all, and then we'll move to the bulk of stuff. But yes, please, if you're going to use Whatnot, exercise caution. Make sure you have permission if it's not your card that you're using, and do not go crazy with it, because it is very, very easy to overspend. But yeah, that's enough of that. We'll go on to what we've got. So we're going to open the packs first, as standard. We're just going to rip these. These are the newest set in the Japanese, I believe, Mega Symphonia, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll open these first, and we'll see what we get, and then we'll go through the other packs of the singles that I bought. We'll obviously leave the graded card to last, and yeah, we'll just see what we've got. So I don't know what the card trick is. So we've got an Ivysaur, whatever that is, Sandshrew. Oh, with an art rare Ivysaur, which is beautiful. That is, wow, look at that, that's amazing. And then we got a Sunscourge, is it? So it's 1 card. There's only 5 cards per pack. Okay. 5 cards per pack. We got 2 Ivysaurs there. with an art rare Ivysaur, which is absolutely fantastic. So card trick is one card then maybe? Well, we'll soon see. Okay. So yes, I believe this is going to be the next Mega Evolutions, the next set to come out in English. Well, Lunatone, Hollow. I'm glad they've gone away from the lines. I mean, you can still kind of see lines there, but it's not like the White Flame Black Bolt, which is good. But yes, so generally, whatever comes out in England is already been out for a couple of months in Japan. And I believe this is called Mega Symphonia in Japan, and I think it's going to be called Mega Evolutions maybe in English. Cute, which I like that. Oh, look at him, little happy guy. Get a Blaziken. Is that a Blaziken? I think that's a Blaziken. Blaziken Hollow. Yes, Whatnot can be good. Definitely can be good in terms of picking up packs, because you can get packs for cheaper. Obviously, the giveaways are good. The singles are good as well if you find what you want. You just may need to be. So I found more often than not that the singles that I really wanted was also really wanted by somebody else. So, you know, something that I start bidding at £4, card's only worth £6, and then somebody else bids and it goes up to about £18 before it's sold because somebody else really wants it. That is the main thing about Whatnot, is that it is an auction site, so people are going to pay what they're willing to pay, unless they're not paying attention like I did a couple of times, and then you end up overpaying accidentally. Don't know what that is, but it's a secret art rare. Okay, we'll find out what they are in a second. I find that the Japanese packs are always so much easier to open in English as well. Obviously, we've just done our Black Bolt booster box. Executor. Then next video we've got is the White Flare booster box in Japanese. Is that an Absol? Is that an Absol? Absol EX. Beautiful card. I absolutely love the texture on that. Okay, so sorry, it's not Mega Symphonia, it's a dual set, like how Black Bolt and White Flare work. So it's Mega Brave or Mega Symphonia, and this was part of the Mega Brave set. So we have a Hariyama Hollow Foil. I feel real dumb because I called Cinderace a Blaziken, and I apologize for that. We've got our Lunatone, we've got our Mega Absol EX. Then this is called the Night Stretcher, which is a secret rare. And then we have our art rare Ivysaur, which is beautiful. So you know what, not bad packs really. Next one, we've gone to our Temple Forces. I've got so many more packs to open as well. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I did get these from Randolph. Don't know what the pack trick is. So is it Scarlet and Violet actually? There should be no pack trick. Right, so we have a Skitty, Electabuzz, Bramblin, Girafarig, a Delmise, never seen that card before, Chunky Boy though, Electivire, Cinccino, the Fluttermane in reverse, which is absolutely beautiful with that little pattern alongside the little engine pattern. We have a reverse Cottony. And we have a Gengar EX. And then we have our Energy. There's the card for whoever wants it. These side. So the last pack to open, and then we'll go through the singles and whatever else we got, including the card that I won, the graded card. I believe it's in Japanese, but it's still graded. So, and it's also my first ever ace graded card. So we start with Ekans, snake backwards, let's go. Turtwig, Uchina, Wiglet. Okay, Shiftry. Bianca's Devotion, Iron Jugulus, Reverse Hollow Vigavolt, sorry, Reverse Hollow Cutie Fly, and then a Standard Hollow Relicanth with basic energy. And there's the card as promised. Okay, so once again, I feel as though the Japanese pulls were a lot better. Obviously, the more cards. However, there was 6, so I pulled 30 Japanese cards in comparison to our 20 English, and these are the only 2 real hits. Still hits though. So I'm not looking a gift horse in the mouth. It's not really a gift horse because I bought the packs. However, let's move on to our, not that one. Okay, so most came in a envelope like this, and then it was inside a bubble wrapped envelope, which is very appreciative. So let's just have a look, see what this one is. This is from Pokérand. This was just looking at the receipt. Okay, so this was a break I ended. So I ended a break 3 times. Yep, 3 times. In the breaks, I got Venusaur, I got Charmeleon, and I got Machoke. So any reverse holo or art rare Machoke was mine. Any reverse holo art rare Charmeleon was mine, and any EX full art or SAR Venusaur was mine. And I also bought the Shrouded Fables card packs there. So, unfortunately with this one, out of 3 breaks, which I paid in total about £26, yeah, Pokérand card, Pokérand, nothing else in there. So, we got our, so this is essentially bulk for 3 purchases, plus our one and only win that we got. Not everything has arrived yet from my first week of doing this either. Unfortunately, there is a bulk from another break that I entered that hasn't arrived. So let's just go through what they gave me out the bulk. Cycling Road, Reverse Dodrio, Reverse Aerodactyl, Starmie, Basic Energy Hollow. There's a card. Anybody that wants it. Krabby, Sandshrew, Seal, Doduo, Persian, Muck, Daisy's Help, Parasect, Shelder, Bootops Hollow, Basic Energy Hollow. Breaks wouldn't be too bad if you're trying to master set. Then breaks wouldn't be too bad to get bulk, I guess, because you do get the bulk of the break, the trio, but that is split between everybody else. There's another card. Farfetch'd, Old Amber, Pidgeotto, Magmar, Butterfree, Lapras, Cycling Road, another Pidgeotto, Reverse Hollow, Jigglypuff, Reverse Hollow, Buto, Seadra, Dragonair, Grimer, Eevee, Caterpie, Magnemite with fantastic art there. Basic Energy. Okay, they've packed these weirdly. Another card. For anybody who wants it, I'll put them all below. Lapras, Snorlax Reverse, Bulbasaur, Slowpoke, Growlithe, Geodude, Flareon, my favourite evolution, Hollow, so I appreciate that. Reverse Hollow Zubat, Golbat, Pinsir, Bill's Transfer, Porygon, match up, Clefairy, execute, basic energy. With the card. Executor Hollow. Butterfree. Just looks different than the other cards for some reason. Kabuto, Seadra, Dragonair, Seal, Sandshrew, Krabby, and Voltorb. So out of 3 breaks, this was the bulk that they sent me. And then obviously they sent me some reverse hollows and holo foils, which some of them were actually quite cool. So I can't complain too much about that. Obviously I don't know the price of these without looking it up. That's the reverse hollows that they sent out the break. And then the only thing that I actually won from them 3 breaks was, let me get it out if it's top loader. Got a sticker on it with my name. I pulled out the top loader wrong, but I did win this as well. This is the Matchhawk Art Rare, which is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I mean, breaks probably aren't for me because you're paying a little more than usual, and it's a bit too much of a gamble for my liking. Especially because I think they've been generous with what they've given me there. But that's nice of them. Put them to one side to get sleeved. On this channel, we sleeve all of our hollows, all of our reverse hollows, and everything in between. So next up we have okay, so I paid in total for 2 cards £6. And that was also from Pokerand, I believe. Let's see. Oh no, sorry, this was from Collector's Card House. It's from Pokecloria Collector's Card House. And I paid £6 for 2 cards. I'm about to see what I think is a good deal, to be fair, because we have, I remember purchasing these, we have Sylveon EX from Prismatic Evolutions. Then that was £3 I think I paid for this, plus postage or whatever. Then we also got our promo Typhlosion from 2019, which is Sun and Moon era, I believe. Promo for that, and that I paid £1 for that. It's good condition, looks very good sentiment. Might be a little top heavy, slight bend in it, but and that was £6 for those 2, which I am very happy with. And this is why I prefer singles, because it leaves things a little less than chance. So it's basically what I'm willing to pay for a card, and that normally tops out about £4. Been a few times I've seen a Magneton which I really want, which goes for about £16-17. So it's a little frustrating at times. However, the next one was from a smaller streamer than Collector's Card House and Pokerand. However, we got ourselves an old school Smoochum, Japanese Smoochum. We know it's old school because that only cost us £1 as well. Very good condition for the age of the card. Some good centering there. Oh, didn't mean to knock the camera. And then finally, last but certainly not least, we got brought into, I've just got cards everywhere right now. We are going into what I won. So I remember what I won. This was from another Pokerand stream. So I ended up buying so I bought 2 cards, £6 each card, which might not have been worth it, but it got me into the buyer's giveaways, and then I won a buyer's giveaway. So we'll go through the cards that I bought first of all. Both art rares, £6 each. Swinub, And that writing's on the sleeve, it's not on the card itself, so that's fine. And then we have this card here as well, which I think are both very sick cards. Issue is, I bought this in my second week on Whatnot from a different creator. So it's very hard to keep track. I mean, it's my own fault. I could have easily kept track, but I didn't, unfortunately. But that ended me buyers giveaways, and then it ended up me winning. I already know what this is, but I'll hide this anyway. I ended up winning a ace graded 2023 Ruler of the Black Flame Pidgeotto art rare in Japanese. It's graded a 9, a mint 9. That's my very first ever ace graded card, which is a beautiful card, I think. I love the slab, how it matches below. But that's it. That's week 1. Please, if there's one thing that you're going to take away from this video, is be careful with Whatnot, because I have fallen into the trap where it was getting slightly addictive and I was spending much more than I was willing to, or I ended up spending much more than I wanted to, due to not actually being able to easily note or easily see how much I was spending. And it's very easy to get carried away, especially when buying singles and you're only paying £2-3 here and there for each single. However, that's it for now. Next episode will be, or next video will be, the White Flare booster box opening. So please comment, like, all that jazz, and I will be back with a week 2 of Whatnot shortly. But as always, have a good one.